This time we're going to be finding the rate of simple interest, so our R. So again, our simple interest formula, if you make R the subject, you should get R equals to I over Pn, right? So this time we're going to be concentrating on this version of the formula. So let's have a look at an example. Find the rate of simple interest per annum charged for the loan of $5,000 for 5 years with interest of $1,625. So this time what are they asking us? Find the rate. Okay, so it's very clear. Now I'm going to use my R equals to I over Pn formula. I, the interest, they tell us it's $1,625, so put that up the top. P, the principal value is $5,000. The number of terms is simply 5 years. And I'm not going to worry about the units because it's all in the same units. And just calculate that, you should get 0.065. Okay, now because I say a rate, it's a good idea to put it as a percentage. So I'm going to change that to 6.5% by multiplying that by 100. Okay, so it's a good idea to leave it in terms of a percent per annum. Okay, it's a good idea, or you must put this part as well, per annum. Okay, so that's our answer. Let's try a question. So question A says, find the rate of simple interest per annum charged for the loan of $3,500 for 1.5 years with interest of $375. Correcting to the nearest hundredth of a percentage. Okay, so it's asking us to find the rate, so R. So R equals to I over Pn. Our I, the interest, is $375. Put that out the numerator. And our denominator Pn, P, which is the principal, is $3,500, just goes there. And N is the number of terms, which is 1.5. So 1.5 goes in the denominator as well. Just calculate that, guys. You should get 0.07 and on and on. It's a long decimal. Now I'm going to change it to a percentage form. So multiply it by 100 and you should get the interest rate of 7.14% per annum. And because it says hundredth, that's why, see how after the decimal is 2 places? That's the hundredth. So that's why I rounded up like that. Okay, and make sure you always put the per annum. That's also very important. Okay, so don't forget that. Let's move on. Question 9 says, find the rate of simple interest. So again, we're looking for the rate charged for the investment. So the investment value, the principal value is $8,000. 10 years, for 10 years, so the number of periods is 10 years, and the interest is $120. Okay, this is paid quarterly. Okay, so we've got a different type of unit here, so we're going to take an eye on that. Okay, well 10 years, I'm going to change that into quarters because, as you can see, interest is paid per quarter. So 10 years, how many quarters is that? Well, I told you in 1 year there's 4 quarters. Okay, so 10 times 4 makes 40 quarters altogether. That's what we changed the unit of. 10 years turns into 40 quarters. So now that I've got that, I'm going to find my total amount of interest, which is going to be $120. This is not our one-off interest, okay? Interest of $120 is paid quarterly. We calculated that there's 40 quarters. So how much interest in total are we paying? It's basically 120 times the 40 quarters, right? So our interest, our simple interest, is $4,800, not just the 120. So make sure you be careful with that, okay? So our interest, I, we're going to be using this one. Let's put it into our R equals to I over Pn formula. So I is our 4,800 that we're going to put on the top. P, which is the principal, is simply $8,000. And what's the number of terms? It's 10 years. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's calculate the rate. And I'm not going to change this years to a different unit. I'm not going to change that to quarter, right? Because I want the per annum interest rate. So it's a good idea to keep that as it is. And just calculate that, you should get 0.06. And I want a percentage form of the rate, so just times it by 100, you should get 6% per annum. Okay, so have a look at that. So this one was a little bit of a different type of question. It was a little bit more complex because of the interest. Alright, so that was how to find the rate.